Darin and Anita on Grand Strand. A music evolution. Now, Darin and Anita with your Grand Strand Artist Spotlight.
And welcome back from a commercial break. Darin and Anita on Grand Strand is where you're at. Welcome back to the show, folks. And it is that time for our Spotlight interview segment. And on the line with me from McCormick, South Carolina is the none other, the world-renowned Rhonda McDaniel. Rhonda, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for such a wonderful opening there.
I'm going to tell you world-renowned, because you are world-renowned. The Carolina beach music world, because Rhonda, for the last 7 years, you've had a continuous string of hits in the Carolina beach music genre, from Good Thing, You Got What It Takes, Why I'm Crying, Left with a Broken Heart, and then with Angel Rizal from up in Bronx, New York, you had We're Tight, Touching in the Dark, You Bug Me with Mike Taylor from the Holiday Band, Lighten Up. I'm telling you, does the hits quit with you, Rhonda?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I appreciate you calling them hits, because that makes me feel much better.
They are, Rhonda. I'm going to tell you, because you've never done anything that we've had in the show that I just love. I like you. I think you're an awesome person. We've talked live before down at the Beach Music Awards and things like that. You're just, folks, I'm going to tell you, if you ever get a chance to meet Rhonda McDaniel, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Just a fun person, and on stage, it's even better. I watched you play the keyboards one year at the Spanish Galleon, and you blew me away.
Oh, I love to do that. I've been trying to peck at it all my life, actually, so that's one thing I really enjoy, is playing piano. Do
you play, when you guys are traveling and on the road, I know you do most of the singing, but how often do you actually play?
Well, when I was with the band, I played every gig. I was not the front person, let's put it that way. Right. We were all pretty much equal. And so I was just a band member. Just a band member. I sang and played. Much fun.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when you were touching those ivories down there that night, you were smoking on that keyboard. I said, man, this is just, because all I've got to do is really see you sing. And when I saw you there, I was like, wow, man, she can actually tear a keyboard up.
Well, like I say, it's a lot of fun. It kind of gives you that extra energy when you're on stage. And, you know, especially when someone else is singing, it's easy to get a little bit, I don't want to say bored or whatever, but when you're not singing, you want to do something. So let's just play keyboard. Let's have some fun with it.
Exactly. Jazz it up a little bit, because, you know, you have been the female vocalist of the year at the Carolina Beach Music Awards for the last 4 years running. Now, Rhonda, I'm going to tell you, and I tell you this year, I've got good feelings about what's happening this year, because what we're going to talk about coming up here shortly is the new album, Where the Boys Are, and the current release from that, Look Before You Leap. And I feel good things about that song as well.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that, Darin. I'm blessed with what I've accomplished so far. I'm just looking forward to whatever's in the future.
Here's a couple things in the future, and you can tell us a little bit how this come about. A new sponsorship. What can you tell us about this?
Oh, wow. That's kind of amazing. And quite honestly, it's been probably almost 2 years. I was down in North Myrtle Beach. This couple came up and suggested that I do a song that was one of their favorites. And I was uncertain as to how it would fit in beach music. Little did I know. The song just happened to be Where the Boys Are.
Right.
And I've heard it all my life, but I didn't realize it was about a beach scene, the movie and everything.
Right.
So when they said if I would sing the song and they would take care of all the expenses, I thought, well, why not? That's kind of how that got started. I recorded that song, and shortly afterwards, they have decided to sponsor me.
That is awesome. So actually, this album, Where the Boys Are, sort of came from the sponsorship as well, all that together there.
Somewhat. Pat and Paul Willoughby, they're from North Carolina, and they also have a place down in North Myrtle Beach. But, you know, they own several McDonald's, and I was extremely blessed to have them come to me with something like that. So I'm very proud of it, let's put it that way.
There you go. Exactly. Well, I'm telling you why. When, you know, after being the female vocalist of the year 4 years running, and you got all these songs out there, folks are really taking notice of what that is, I think, is what it sounds like.
Well, it's kind of like I just said. I've just been blessed with great fans, great friends. Meeting new people down around the beach in North Carolina and places like that. It's kind of like a family, really, with the beach music.
It is.
You know, I'm down here in the middle of nowhere all by myself. And once I got out into the real world, it's like, wow, I've been missing a lot. So I'm just extremely extremely happy.
How often do you guys make that trip back and forth to the beach? I know you booked down there quite a bit because you're in McCormick, South Carolina, and that's how far is that from Myrtle Beach to get there?
It's about 4.5 hours. I am as far west of the beach as you can go. I'm right on the Georgia line. I'm over near Augusta, Georgia.
Okay. You're sort of South Carolina somewhat. Well, Where the Boys Are is the new album. Look Before You Leap. The song is the track that's being promoted right now. Of course, Where the Boys Are, the title song of the track, is on this album. Plus, folks, you got Lighten Up on there. The songs I mentioned earlier, We're Tight. It's almost, you could have a greatest hits almost out of this somewhat, too.
I was happy to have Ricky Godfrey playing on the CD as well, and Don Wise. You know, they are fantastic musicians, so I was thrilled that they would do that for me.
Exactly.
You know, hopefully the next time I'll have much more to put out there.
But there's one song on here, and I want to know how this came about, that Clifford Curry actually wrote, called Be Serious. How did all that come about?
Well, Clifford has actually, he called me at home, and that was the biggest surprise. Just not used to having someone of his status call me. I thought we were supposed to beg them.
Exactly.
But now I really, really, really was surprised with that phone call. And he said he had a couple of songs he'd like me to hear, and if I was interested, he'd love for me to sing those songs. Immediately, when I heard Be Serious, I liked it. I mean, it's just a great ballad, and it took probably a year and a half for me to get that one done.
Right.
I don't know why it takes me so long, but
when you're doing a whole album like this, it does take quite a while to do the engineering, the production work, and all that. It goes into, a lot of folks don't know how much time really goes into that kind of thing.
They don't. You know, a lot of them think you just go in and record all these songs in a week and you're done. But it takes a lot of thought and putting things together, planning. And like I say, I had a few bumps along the way in this one. I had to stop and start several times, but just proud to finally have it out. I'm very, very happy that Clifford gave me that song. He told me when he presented my award last year at the Carolina Beach Music Awards.
Right.
He said, well, if you win this one, you promised you'd do one of my songs.
So there you go.
Well, I did one of his songs, and I love it. It's a beautiful song.
Well, like you say, to have Clifford Curry call you up and say, well, you recorded one of my songs, it's got to be a thrill for you altogether there. I broke out in a sweat. I was stuttering and everything else. We've become really good friends since then. I've talked to him several times on the phone. We've done a couple little things together. You probably said, this isn't really Clifford Curry on the phone. This is somebody else pulling my legs, what it is. And maybe you say that.
Well, you know, you do think that. You're trying to think, is somebody trying to play a joke on you? So, I have had that done, you know. Yeah,
I'm telling you. Well, Rhonda, I want to tell you, a lot of success in the Carolina Beach music career, and then really way back before that, because I know when we talked, I don't know, it's been 5 years ago outside the Spanish Galleon there, you were telling me how you began in the career of being on stage with your dad at the age of 3 singing, and I can remember one thing that you said is your dad just pushed you out there, and it was like, go do this. You can do this. And got you there. So that's great. But the new album, Where the Boys Are, folks, there's 12 tracks on there. Ton of stuff Rhonda McDaniel has done, plus the Where the Boys Are, the title track of the album. But Look Before You Leap is the new single cut off of this. It's a single now. It's on the album, folks. And I feel much success for that. It's on all the charts right now. I don't think I've seen a chart that it's not on. So, Rhonda, I'm going to tell you much success for that. And is there anything else going on with Rhonda McDaniel that we need to tell the fans?
Well, at this point, Darin, I'm just trying to get this CD out there and started, and thank goodness it is off to a good start. And I'm already looking for new songs to start another CD with. As we said before, it's a lot of planning that goes into it. I'm just hoping this one will do well, and I appreciate those who have already bought it and commented on it, and very happy that Look Before You Leap seems to be showing up on a lot of charts.
Well, Rhonda, where can they find this CD? What's the best way to get that to go purchase this thing?
Well, you can get it from my website, www.rhondamcdaniel.com, and I'll be more than happy to autograph it for you. I have done that to everyone I've sent out so far.
Cool.
But it's also down in North Myrtle Beach. You can get it at Judy's House of Oldies.
And Rhonda, I did see on your website earlier, I love the T-shirt on there too, by the way, with the parrot on the chair, and life is fun like this. That's everybody's got to get a Rhonda McDaniel T-shirt. I think, folks, and I tell you, if we see you at the beach at the Carolina Beach Music Awards this year when we're down there, myself and Anita, and you have on a Rhonda McDaniel T-shirt, and you stop us, I'll buy you a Rhonda McDaniel CD. But you got to remember that, folks.
Wow.
How's that, Rhonda? How's that?
That's wonderful.
Well, Rhonda, thank you so
much. Great.
It does sound great. Rhonda, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here on the Grand Strand on the show this week. I appreciate it so much.
Thanks, Darin and Anita, and here is my latest hit, Look Before You Leap.
And I was just a little wide-eyed child trying to beat the heat. I saw that cool, clear water.
Darin and Anita on Grand Strand. A music evolution.